Okay, Julian's wheel build part 2. Here we go. And like I said, you have to wait till part 2 to see the initial tension, and this is it. Nice close-up. It's actually not too bad. It's pulling a bit to the right, but really it's pretty straight. There's a small little wave to it. Here we go. Let's see. Yeah, it's just a little wave. So I'm going to pay a little more attention this time, and I'm actually going to walk you through what it is I'm trying to do here. So as we saw, it pulls to the right a little bit, and there's a bit of a hop, just a slight hop. I'm just going to show you how little you have to do to clean that up. Now, I'm trying to use different angles here so that you can really see what I'm doing. So, just find the right spoke. Sometimes it's 2 or 3, but we'll just check the tension of these spokes here and tighten it up and see what happens. Sometimes I go 1 turn, sometimes 2, and you just keep doing this throughout the entire build. Now in a case like this, it's actually not really that bad. It turned out quite well. Here we go, I get some close-ups here. The zoom quality on my phone isn't so great, but whatever. You still get the idea. There you can see how one side touches and the other side doesn't on the radial plane. Just a teeny little hop there. So we just find the corresponding spoke and tighten it up. And this will be on the left side of what you're seeing. And that's it. You just have to identify what spoke is causing the problem, and you tighten or loosen accordingly. So what I'm trying to show there is how much it changes, like what effect you're actually making on the rim. And now I'm showing you from a different angle so you can see what I've actually done. You can see how loose that spoke on the opposite side of the rim was, and then we tighten that up and it just pulls the rim up. So I think I've gone 1.5, 2 turns, because I want to get that hop out. There, you can see how loose that is, that spoke. We just want to bring it up, bring that tension up, and you could see it as a slow process, but if you're methodical about it, you can see that it's necessary, and that's really the only way that you true the wheel. Now, of course, because it's only an initial tension, truing the wheel is going to be so much easier than if you were to get a wheel that's out of true, but that has already been built. There we go, just going up 1 turn. There's really no tension, so it's super easy. You can see it's still grabbing a little bit. So what I'm doing here is I'm just taking that hop out, loosening it off. So we're trying to make it even. So this is the way I usually do it, is I try to get the radial true done first, and then after that true laterally, because the hardest part is going to be the radial true. So here we go, you can see that hop's gone. There's it's up a little high, maybe the tension's a little high in this area, so I'll loosen it off, and what it'll do is it'll drop the rim back down. And now we also have to remember we're going to true laterally, so that also will pull the rim up and help with that radial true. So we can take this into consideration and keep it in mind, and you just keep going a little bit at a time. When you hear of a wheel builder or a shop saying, we build the tension slowly, this is what they're doing. They're building it slowly because you want to get it as straight as possible before you actually tension the entire wheel up to full tension. And of course, as I said, it's so much easier to do when the tension's low. There we go, it's starting to even out slowly. There. I'm doing the close-up view so that you can see how it's slowly becoming a true circle. Just a little bit here, a little bit there. You also have to remember that I'm doing this for the camera, so it's taking a lot longer. There, you can see how it's getting really nice. There's just that little bit there that we can laterally true out in a bit. But the radial true, it's getting close to to perfect. Well, as perfect as you can possibly get it. Let's not forget that there's always an imperfection in parts. So I've gotten brand new rims, and sometimes they're a little bit egg-shaped. Just the tiniest bit, a millimeter or two. And what you have to do is just increase the tension to work that out. And I'm talking brand new rims. Sometimes I get used rims that 10, 15, 20 years old, and they're perfectly true. It's like they were manufactured better back then. You can literally see how that hop is kind of gone. There's still a little bit, but it's just fine-tuning at this point. Now, as much as I'd like to tell a story, I kind of really want to pay attention so I can explain what's happening here. Okay, let's take a look. You can see how there's still a little bit of imperfection. You can see on the left that it just slightly touches. Now, yeah, so you can see just that little spot there. I'm gonna tighten it up. I'll bring it up. What am I doing here? Full turn. A half turn. Let's see. We saw that it was really touching on the left side, so I did a full turn on that side, and then on the right side I just did a half turn, and maybe that balances it out. There are many ways that you can do this, and you can true by tension. So you can use your tension meter, and you can try to get everything at the exact same tension, which is easy when there's not very much tension. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to make a perfectly true circle. So let's see, another close-up. How well did I do? That pulled it up pretty nicely. So here, I guess I'll do one more turn. Turn and a half. And look how loose that spoke is. Look how loose that is. So that tension has to come up. There's my wife's feet. There. You can just see how one turn can kind of make a big difference. It's still touching, so bring the tension up again. Let's see. There's just that little bit there. Just bring the tension up a little bit. In a case like this, what you want to do is as little as possible. But in order to get it perfectly true, you're going to have to really work on that one particular area. It's not like you could, well, you could go around to every spoke on the areas that don't touch and bring the tension down so that you can match up where there's that small down hop. Let's see here. It really is just kind of a game of feel. So that spoke's a little loose. Just bring that tension up a little bit. And it doesn't look like it's touching. There, you can just see by squeezing it that the tension's rising. Here we go, there. 2 turns. Let's see. It's getting there. So you can see how easy it really is. It's just a matter of doing a little bit, raising building the tension slowly, and just take your time. Now, this video was maybe 18 minutes, and I had to change the camera angles and stuff, so I've cut that out. But that's about how long it should take. You know, if the rim is good and your lacing and initial tension's good, then it really doesn't take very long at all. And I suppose it can make you question I guess the competence of your bike tech or your neighborhood bike guy if he's not even building wheels. It really is that simple. Sure, there's the guys who can true wheels, but so what? Like, when a rim is wrecked, it's wrecked. I'm sure there are lots of people who say that they can straighten your wheel, and I've had guys like that. I've had like bike shop guys say, "Oh yeah, just bring it here, I'll straighten it for you." And well, you know, we all know that can't be done if the rim is completely messed up. Now, the way that you would figure that out is you take down the tension all the way down to an initial tension, and then you'll see for sure. That's one of the reasons why I take wheels apart, because not only is it a better way to restore them and clean them, you get to see how bad the rims are, how bad, well, basically if they're really worth rebuilding at all. usually spokes are good, and the hubs are good, and of course the internal parts of the hubs are good, but, you know, sometimes rims just don't make it. And I have a video there that I did for this guy, Herbs, and, wow, his, his rim was tackle. It was like a friggin' wave. Anyhow, that's another video if you want to check out, and, it worked out quite well. Actually, almost perfect. So here we go. Now we can see what happens when you keep playing with it. It might have seemed perfect, but now it's a little off, so we just correct. So now we can see it's pulling a bit to the left, so I'm just going to have to take tension off the left, and it should balance it back out to the right. I know you can't really see which way I'm turning here, but it's self-evident. When the rim is going one way, here you go, you can see there's just a teeny bit of pull to the right, and then you just find that area, find that spot, and you just tighten or loosen as required. Sometimes you tighten to the other side, and sometimes that happens just because one spoke it has too much tension. It can happen, so you just loosen it off. Now in this case here, you can see how there's a bit of a radial hop still, so I'm going to pull up on the opposite side. Now sometimes you have that small hop there because the actual side is there's just not enough tension. And another main reason is the weld in the rim. A lot of times there's just that little bit of bowing. It can be a millimeter, it can be a little more, a little less. You can see you can just true it out. Right here it's not so bad. There's a little bit of touching on that right side, but once you put a tire on there, you're not even going to notice. And most people don't. Now you also have to remember a lot of wheels just aren't true. They have tires on there, and obviously the lower pressure of wider tires is going to take up that slack. You won't even feel it. Now here I'm using a disc brake gapper, just so you can see the margin there. And I think it's about a millimeter and a half. I think that those gappers are about a millimeter. There you go. Little effect there for you. You can see this is the first time I've dished and it's almost perfect. Well, I guess it is perfect. So what I'm going to do here, I'm not going to show it, is I de-stress the wheel, and this is what happens after. Way off. And I'm going to call it quits there, because at that point it's just a little bit more truing laterally, and the wheel's done. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment if you want, and see you on the next video.